Have you ever picked up your phone, dialed a number, and felt a strange sense of unease, like something was just off? Maybe you've noticed certain numbers seem to follow you around, or your phone number feels like it's carrying a hidden weight. It's wild to think about, but what if the numbers in your phone number are more than just digits? What if they're quietly shaping the energy you carry every day? Today, we're re-diving into the fascinating world of numerology, and how the numbers in your phone number, those digits you use without a second thought, might be amplifying or blocking your spiritual frequency. This isn't about superstition or magic. It's about tuning into the subtle vibrations that surround us, like a song you didn't realize you were humming. Numerology, at its core, is about understanding the energy behind numbers. It's an ancient practice, rooted in traditions like Buddhism and Eastern spirituality, where numbers are seen as carriers of cosmic meaning. Think of them as little messengers, each with its own personality, whispering insights about your life. Your phone number, something so ordinary, might just be one of those messengers. It's with you all the time, on business cards, in texts, when you introduce yourself. So what if the numbers starting or ending your phone number are sending out a signal that either lifting you up or holding you back? That's what we're exploring today, and trust me, it's going to open your eyes in ways you didn't expect. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Write in the comments. The universe speaks in whispers. I'm ready to listen. It's a beautiful Buddhist-inspired reminder that small signs like numbers can guide us toward clarity. And if you stick with me until the end, I'll share a simple trick to align your phone number's energy with your spiritual goals. Something you can start doing today to feel lighter and more connected. Let's start with the basics. In numerology, every number has a vibration. The number 1, for instance, is like a spark. It's bold, independent, and full of leadership energy. Imagine it as the friend who walks into a room and instantly lights it up. Now picture the number 2. It's softer, like a gentle breeze, all about balance, harmony, and connection. Each number carries its own essence, and when they show up in something as personal as your phone number, they're like a playlist looping in the background of your life. If your number starts with a 1, you might be radiating confidence, but if it's clashing with your inner energy, it could feel like you're pushing against a wall. And if it ends with, say, a 9, you might be carrying a vibe of compassion and closure. But it could also be pulling you into cycles you're ready to let go of. Here's a story to bring this home. A friend of mine, let's call her Maya, was feeling stuck. She was working hard, meditating, eating well, doing all the right things, but something wasn't clicking. One day we were chatting about numerology and I asked for her phone number. It started with a 4, steady, grounded, practical. Sounds great, right? But Maya's a free spirit, always chasing creativity and flow. That 4 was like a heavy anchor, keeping her tethered when she wanted to soar. We didn't change her number right away, but we started exploring how she could balance that energy with small, intentional shifts. And that's what I want for you today. To notice the energy in your number and see if it's working with you or against you. What is wild is that this isn't about blaming your phone number for life as challenges. It's about awareness. In Buddhist teachings, awareness is the first step to transformation. When you notice the patterns around you, like the numbers you see every day, you start to see where you can make tiny adjustments that create big ripples. Maybe your number ends with an 8, which is all about abundance and power. That's amazing. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, that 8 might be amplifying a pressure you don't need. The good news? You can work with that energy, not against it. So, how do you figure out what your phone number is saying? Start by looking at the first and last digits. These are like the bookends of your number's story. The first digit sets the tone, like the opening note of a song. The last digit is the resolution, the way the song fades out. If your number starts with a 7, you're kicking things off with introspection and spiritual depth, perfect for someone seeking inner wisdom. But if it ends with a 3, it's wrapping up with creativity and expression, which might push you to share your truth. The interplay of these numbers creates a unique vibration, and that's what we're going to unpack. This brings us to another fascinating piece of the puzzle, one that most people overlook. It's not just about the numbers themselves, but how they flow together. Think of your phone number as a sentence, not just a string of digits. Each number adds a word to the story, and the whole sequence tells a tale about your energy. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into how to read that story and what it means for your spiritual path. Stay with me. This is where it gets really good. You know that feeling when you're scrolling through your phone, maybe texting a friend or saving a new contact, and you don't even think twice about the numbers you're typing? It's just a phone number, right? But what if those digits are like a secret code, quietly shaping the energy you're putting out into the world? That is where numerology gets really exciting. It's just like discovering a hidden layer to something you've been carrying around forever. We are going to keep this conversation going and explore how the flow of numbers in your phone number creates a kind of spiritual rhythm. It's less about the individual digits now, and more about how they dance together, like notes in a melody that's uniquely yours. Let's imagine your phone number as a river. The first digit is where the water starts, setting the direction. The last digit is where it meets the ocean, giving it a sense of completion. But the numbers in between, they're the twists and turns, the rapids and calm pools that shape the journey. In numerology, these middle digits add depth to the story. They're like the supporting characters in a movie, each bringing their own flavor. Say your number has a 5 in the middle. That's adventure, change, freedom, a burst of energy that keeps things moving. If it's followed by a 6, it softens into care, family, and nurturing. Together, they create a vibe that's dynamic yet grounded, like a traveler who always finds their way home. Here's a real-life example to make this click. I was talking to someone named Alex, who's always been super ambitious but felt like his career was stalling. We looked at his phone number, and in the middle there was a repeating 2. That number's all about partnership and balance, but too much of it can make you overly focused on pleasing others. Alex realized he was spending so much energy trying to keep everyone happy that he was losing sight of his own goals. By noticing this, he started making small shifts, using his phone less for work drama and more for creative projects. It was like he redirected the river's flow and things started moving again. What is cool about this is that you don't need to be a numerology expert to feel these energies. You've probably sensed them already. Ever had a phone number that just felt heavy, or one that seemed to bring good vibes? That's your intuition picking up on the numbers' frequencies. In Eastern spirituality, especially in traditions like Buddhism, everything is connected through energy. Your phone number isn't just a tool, it's part of your energetic footprint. And the best part? You can work with it. You don't have to change your number to shift its impact. Sometimes it's about how you use it or the intention you bring to it. Let's try something fun. Think about the middle digits of your phone number right now. Don't worry if you don't know numerology, just notice them. Do they repeat like a chant? Are they all over the place like a wild drum beat? Repeating numbers like 111 or 444 amplify their energy, almost like the universe is underlining a message. A mix of numbers like 379 feels more like a conversation, each one adding a different tone. If you've got a 9 in there, it's carrying a vibe of compassion and letting go, which might mean you're someone who's always helping others. But if it's paired with a 1, it's like you're being called to balance that giving with some self-focused ambition. Now, here's where it gets practical. If you feel like your phone number's energy is out of sync with you, there are ways to harmonize it. In Buddhist teachings, intention is everything. You can set an intention every time you use your phone, like a mini meditation. For example, if your number has a lot of 4s which are super grounded but can feel rigid, try infusing your calls or texts with a bit of playfulness. Maybe send a funny meme or call a friend just to laugh. It's like adding a splash of color to a black and white painting. These small acts can shift the energy without changing a single digit. And speaking of energy, there's another layer to this that's super fascinating. The placement of numbers in your phone number can act like a map for your spiritual journey. The middle digits, especially, are like the heart of the story. They show where you're growing, where you're challenged, and where you're shining. In the next part, we'll zoom in on how specific number combinations might be guiding you towards certain lessons or opportunities. It's like decoding a message the universe has been sending you all along. Stay tuned. This is where it starts to feel like magic. Ever catch yourself staring at your phone, maybe waiting for a text or just zoning out, and wonder why certain things in your life feel like they're on repeat? Like you're stuck in a loop, chasing the same goals or bumping into the same obstacles. What if I told you that the numbers in your phone number might be echoing that loop, or maybe even helping you break free from it? We're diving deeper now, peeling back another layer of this numerology journey. This time, we're re-looking at how specific number combinations in your phone number create a kind of spiritual blueprint, guiding you toward lessons, opportunities, or even little wake-up calls from the universe. Think of your phone number as a conversation the universe is having with you. The digits aren't just random. They're like words in a sentence, each one adding to the meaning. When certain numbers show up together, they create patterns, like chords in a song that resonate in a particular way. Let us say your phone number has a 3 followed by a 6. The 3 is all about creativity and expression, like a painter splashing color on a canvas. The 6, though, brings in a nurturing, almost parental energy, focused on home and harmony. Together, they might be nudging you to express yourself in ways that feel safe and grounded, like sharing your art with people who lift you up. But if those numbers feel out of balance, it could mean you're pouring your creativity into places that drain you instead. I remember talking to a woman named Lila, who had a phone number with a 7 and an 8 right next to each other. The 7 is introspective, spiritual, a seeker of truth, like a monk meditating on a mountaintop. The 8, on the other hand, is powerful, ambitious, all about abundance and success. Lila was torn. She loved her quiet, reflective side, but felt this constant pressure to hustle and achieve. That 7-8 combo was like a tug-of-war in her energy, and once she saw it, she started making choices to honor both sides, like setting aside time for meditation, but also pitching bold ideas at work. It wasn't about changing her number, it was about understanding the push and pull and finding her flow. What's beautiful about this is how it ties into Buddhist principles of balance and mindfulness. In Buddhism, life is about noticing the patterns without getting lost in them. Your phone number's combinations are like little signposts, showing you where you might be leaning too hard one way or not enough another. Let's say you've got a 1 and a 9 together. The 1 is a leader, a trailblazer, while the 9 is selfless, focused on serving others. That combo might mean you're meant to lead with compassion, like starting a project that helps your community. But if you're only leaning into the 1's ambition, you might feel unfulfilled, like something's missing. The numbers are inviting you to blend those energies. Here's a practical way to start noticing this in your own life. Look at your phone number and pick out any 2 digits that stand out to you. Maybe they read side by side, or maybe they repeat. Don't overthink it. Just feel what draws your attention. A 4 and a 5 together, for example, might feel like a clash. 4 is steady, like a brick house, while 5 is restless, always craving change. If you're feeling stuck, that 4 might be holding you down, but the 5 is whispering, it's time to shake things up. You could start small, like rearranging your workspace or trying a new hobby to let that 5's energy breathe. It's like opening a window in a stuffy room. And here's something else to think about. Repeating numbers or patterns amplify their message. If you've got a number like 222 or 777 in your phone number, it's like the universe is turning up the volume. 222s are screaming harmony and connection, maybe a reminder to nurture your relationships. 777s are deeply spiritual, urging you to trust your intuition. These patterns aren't random, they're like a cosmic nudge to pay attention. I once knew someone whose number had 444 in it, and they were the most reliable person I knew, but they struggled with flexibility. Once they saw that pattern, they started practicing small acts of spontaneity, and it was like a weight lifted. The beauty of this is that you don't need to overhaul your life. In spiritual practices like Buddhism, it's the small intentional steps that create transformation. Your phone number is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a piece you carry everywhere. By tuning into its combinations, you're learning to listen to the universe's whispers, and that's where we headed next. How to take these insights and turn them into actions that align your energy with your highest potential. It's like finding the rhythm of your own spiritual song. Imagine you're holding your phone right now, maybe checking a message or just glancing at the screen. Those digits in your phone number, they're not just there to connect calls. They're like a quiet hum in the background of your life, carrying a vibration that is either lifting you up or tugging you in ways you might not even notice. We've been talking about how the numbers in your phone number have their own energy, like little sparks of the universe's language. Now let us get practical and talk about how you can work with that energy to align it with who you are and where you want to go. This is about taking those cosmic whispers and turning them into steps you can actually walk. Let us start with a simple idea. Your phone number isn't just a random string of digits. It's a tool you can use with intention. In numerology, every number has a strength, but it also has a shadow side. Take the number 6, for example. It's warm, caring, all about love and community, like a cozy family gathering. But if it's dominating your phone number, it might make you feel like you're always putting others first, leaving no room for yourself. I knew someone named Priya, whose number had a lot of 6s, and she was everyone's go-to person for support. But she was exhausted. By recognizing that energy, she started setting boundaries, like turning off her phone for an hour a day to focus on herself. That small shift was like tuning an instrument. It brought her back into harmony. So, how do you start doing this? First, take a moment to feel the vibe of your phone number. Look at it and ask yourself, does it feel light, heavy, exciting? Maybe you don't know numerology, and that's okay. Your intuition is enough. If your number starts with a 2, that's all about connection and balance, but it might also make you overly sensitive to others' opinions. You could counter that by using your phone with purpose, maybe texting a friend to celebrate a win instead of scrolling through drama. It's like choosing to play an upbeat song instead of a sad one. These little choices add up, reshaping the energy you're putting out. Here's another way to think about it. In Buddhist teachings, everything is interconnected, and small actions ripple outward. Your phone number's energy is part of that web. If it ends with a 9, it's carrying a vibe of completion and compassion, like the final brushstroke on a painting. But if you're holding on to things, old grudges, outdated goals, that 9 might feel heavy, like it's begging you to let go. Try this. Next time you use your phone, set an intention to release something small. Maybe delete an old text thread that's weighing you down, or call someone to forgive a past hurt. It's not about changing your number. It's about changing how you dance with its energy. Let me tell you about a guy named Sam who tried this. His number had a 5 in the middle, all about freedom and change, but he felt stuck in a rut. We talked about how that 5 was like a restless wind, pushing him to break free, but he was ignoring it. So he started using his phone to spark change, like signing up for a new class or texting a friend to plan a trip. It was like he gave that 5 permission to do its thing, and suddenly opportunities started showing up. The numbers didn't change, but his relationship with them did. That is the power of awareness. It is like flipping on a light in a room you've been stumbling through. Another practical step is to look at repeating numbers or patterns. If you've got something like 111 or 5535, it's like the universe is sending you a text with bold letters. A 111 is pure creation energy, urging you to start something new. Try using your phone to take one bold step, like pitching an idea or sharing a dream with someone. If it's 555, it's all about transformation, so maybe it's time to switch up how you use your phone. Unfollow accounts that stress you out. Follow ones that inspire you. These are small moves, but they're like tuning your phone number's frequency to match your spirit. What's amazing is that you don't need to be perfect at this. In Eastern spirituality, it's about progress, not perfection. Your phone number's energy is just one piece of your journey, but it's a piece you can shape. By noticing its patterns and making tiny, intentional shifts, you're aligning yourself with the flow of the universe. And that is where we are going next. How to amplify the positive vibes in your number and soften any blocks so you can step into your highest potential. It's like turning up the volume on your soul's song. Picture this. You're out for a walk, phone in your pocket, and you get this sudden urge to call someone or send a text that could change everything. A bold idea, a heartfelt message, or even just a quick check-in with someone you haven't spoken to in ages. What if that urge isn't random? What if the numbers in your phone number are like a quiet cheerleader, nudging you toward moments that align with your soul's purpose? We're diving deeper now, not just noticing the energy of your phone number, but learning how to amplify its positive vibes and soften any blocks. This is where numerology stops being just a cool idea and becomes a tool you can use to flow with the universe. Let's think about your phone number as a kind of spiritual antenna. It's picking up and sending out signals every time you use it. If it starts with a 1, it's broadcasting leadership and new beginnings, like a lighthouse guiding ships to shore. But if you're feeling hesitant or stuck, that 1 might be clashing with your inner rhythm. The trick isn't to fight it, but to lean into it with intention. For example, use your phone to take one brave step today. Maybe text a mentor with a big question or share a goal with a friend. It's like turning that one spotlight on your dreams instead of your doubts. Now, let's talk about softening the blocks. Say your number ends with an 8, which is all about abundance and power. That's incredible energy, but it can feel heavy if you're not in a place to handle its intensity. I knew someone named Tara whose number ended in 8, and she was always chasing success but felt overwhelmed. We talked about balancing that 8 by using her phone for moments of gratitude, like texting 3 things she was thankful for each day. It was like watering a plant that had been growing too fast. It helped her find ease in that powerful energy. You can do this too. If a number feels like it's pushing you too hard, balance it with small grounding acts. Here's a story to bring this to life. A friend named Javier had a phone number with a 9 and a 4 together. The 9 was urging him to let go and serve others, while the 4 wanted structure and stability. He was volunteering non-stop, but felt scattered like he couldn't find his footing. We looked at his number and realized he could use that 4S grounding energy to create a schedule for his giving, like setting specific hours for helping others and specific hours for himself. He started using his phone to set reminders for self-care, like a quick meditation or a walk. It was like he found the beat to his own song, blending the 9's compassion with the 4's calm. What's so empowering about this is that you don't need to change your phone number to shift its energy. In Buddhist teachings, it's all about working with what you have right here, right now. If your number has a 7, that introspective, spiritual vibe, try using your phone to deepen your inner work. Maybe save a playlist of calming music or follow accounts that share wisdom. If it's got a 3, that creative spark, use your phone to capture ideas, voice notes, photos, quick texts to yourself about your next big project. It's like turning your phone into a canvas for your soul's expression. Here's a practical tip you can try today. Look at your phone number and pick one digit that feels like it's speaking to you. Let's say it's a 2, all about connection and harmony. For the next week, use your phone with that energy in mind. Call someone you love, send a kind message, or even share a post that spreads positivity. If you notice a number that feels heavy, like a 6 pulling you into overgiving, balance it by using your phone to say no kindly, like declining an extra favor to protect your energy. These tiny shifts are like adjusting the sails on a boat. They help you catch the wind of your own spiritual flow. The beauty of this is that it's all about intention. Your phone number's energy is already there, like a current running through your life. By tuning into it, you're not just reacting to the world, you're co-creating with it. And that's what we re-exploring next. How to take this awareness and weave it into your daily life so your phone number becomes a partner in your spiritual growth. It's like turning a simple tool into a sacred one, and trust me, it's easier than you think. Do you ever notice how some days you pick up your phone and it feels like a lifeline connecting you to people and ideas that light you up? Other days, it's like a weight pulling you into distractions or stress. What if you could make every interaction with your phone a little more meaningful, a little more aligned with your spirit? That is where we are going now, taking this numerology magic and weaving it into your daily life so your phone number isn't just a string of digits, but a partner in your journey. We're talking about turning something you use all the time into a tool for growth, like a compass that points you toward your highest self. Let's imagine your phone number as a kind of spiritual playlist. Each digit is a song, and the way you use your phone is how you choose to play it. If your number starts with a 5, it's got this adventurous, free-spirited beat, like a road trip anthem. You can lean into that by using your phone to explore. Maybe download an app for learning something new, or text a friend to plan a spontaneous outing. But if that 5 feels chaotic, like you're scattered all over the place, you can balance it with grounding habits. Try setting a timer on your phone for 5 minutes of deep breathing. It's like adding a slow jam to a playlist that's been all high energy. I met someone named Aisha whose phone number had a lot of threes, that creative, expressive vibe. She was a writer, but kept getting stuck, feeling like her ideas weren't flowing. We talked about how those threes were begging her to let her voice out. So she started using her phone to record quick voice memos whenever inspiration hit. Little snippets of poetry or story ideas. It was like she gave those threes a microphone, and her creativity started soaring. The numbers didn't change, but the way she worked with them did. That is what I want for you, to find ways to let your phone number's energy shine through your daily choices. Here's something practical to try. Look at your phone number and pick a digit that feels like it has got a message for you today. Let's say it's a 9, that compassionate, let-it-go energy. Use your phone to reflect that vibe. Maybe send a kind message to someone you've been meaning to reconnect with, or delete an old photo that's keeping you stuck in the past. If your number has a 1, that bold, trailblazing spark, use your phone to take one step toward a dream. Email someone about a project or save a quote that fires you up. It's like using your phone as a wand to cast small spells of intention. In Buddhist teachings, the present moment is where all the magic happens. Your phone number is part of your present moment. It's with you in every call, every text, every scroll. By bringing awareness to its energy, you're making every interaction a chance to grow. Say your number has a 4, that steady, build something solid vibe. You could use your phone to create structure, like setting calendar reminders for your goals or organizing your contacts into groups that feel meaningful. If it's a 7, that deep, spiritual seeker, try saving a meditation app or bookmarking a site with wisdom that speaks to you. These are small moves, but they're like planting seeds that grow over time. Let me share another story. A guy named Leo had a phone number ending in 2, all about connection and balance. He was great at bringing people together, but often felt drained by constant group chats and social demands. We talked about how that too was asking for harmony, not just with others but with himself. He started using his phone more intentionally, muting notifications during his morning coffee, or texting one person a day with a meaningful message instead of spreading himself thin. It was like he turned that too into a bridge between his heart and the world, instead of a treadmill he couldn't step off. The coolest part? You don't need to master this overnight. It's about small, consistent choices that align your phone number's energy with your life's flow. Your phone is already a huge part of your day. Why not make it a partner in your spiritual journey? And that S, where we headed next, bringing all this together to create a simple, powerful practice that ties your phone number's energy to your biggest dreams. It's like writing the final verse of your spiritual song, and it's going to feel so good. You've been with me this whole time, exploring how something as simple as your phone number can carry a spiritual frequency, like a quiet melody playing in the background of your life. Now, let us bring it all together and turn this awareness into a practice that feels like a warm hug from the universe. This isn't about overhauling your life or chasing perfection. It is about taking the energy of your phone number and making it a partner in your journey, like a friend who's always there to remind you of your light. We're going to wrap this up with a simple way to tie those numbers to your biggest dreams, so every call, text, or scroll feels like a step toward who you're meant to be. Imagine your phone number as a thread woven into the tapestry of your life. Each digit adds a color, a texture, a piece of the story. Maybe your number starts with a 1, that bold spark of new beginnings, or ends with a 9, that gentle call to let go and give back. Whatever the digits, they're part of your energy, and you can choose how to work with them. Let's say your number has a 5, that restless, adventurous vibe. You could make a habit of using your phone to chase one small adventure each week, maybe texting a friend to try a new cafe, or saving a podcast that inspires you to think bigger. It's like letting that 5 lead you to new horizons without leaving your daily routine. Here's a story to make this real. I knew someone named Mia, whose phone number had a 6 and a 3 together, blending nurturing with creativity. She loved helping others, but felt her own spark was dimming. We talked about how she could use her phone to honor both energies. She started a ritual. Every morning she'd text herself one creative idea, like a line for a song or a sketch she wanted to try, and every evening she'd send a kind message to someone she cared about. It was like she turned her phone into a bridge between her heart and her imagination, and she started feeling more alive, more herself. So here's your invitation to try something similar. Look at your phone number one more time. Pick one digit that feels like it's speaking to you right now. Let's say it's a 2, that energy of connection and balance. Make a commitment to use your phone with that vibe in mind for just one day. Maybe send a message to someone who makes you smile, or take a moment to organize your apps in a way that feels calm. If it's an 8, that powerhouse of abundance, use your phone to take one step toward a goal, like emailing a contact about a project or saving a vision board image. It's not about doing everything at once, it's about one small intentional act that feels like you. In Buddhist teachings, the smallest actions carry the most power when done with mindfulness. Your phone is already in your hand all the time. Why not make it a tool for your soul SS growth? You don't need to change your number or memorize numerology charts. Just notice the energy, set an intention, and let your phone become a little spark of magic in your day. Maybe it's setting a reminder to pause and breathe, or texting yourself a mantra that lifts you up. These tiny choices are like ripples in a pond, spreading out to touch every part of your life. If anything I've shared today resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below and tell me, what digit in your phone number feels like it is speaking to you? How are you going to use it to shine a little brighter? And if you're loving this kind of content, hit that subscribe button and join me for more conversations like this. It's such a joy to share this journey with you, and your support keeps this going. If you made it to the end, you're amazing. Comment, I'm in this, so I know you're with me, ready to make these small, beautiful shifts. And here's one last thought to carry with you. You don't need a perfect life to live with purpose. Sometimes it's the smallest things, like the numbers in your phone, that remind you how powerful you already are. You've got this, and the universe is cheering you on.